My ability of taking the risk towards the self-expression or maybe self-freedom was there from my childhood. The very vision that I have started Infiniti Building Solution is to bring that scale. So most of entrepreneurs during our early stage of a business, we only know either selling or maybe delivering the products as an operations and then accounting for the statutory requirement. We don't even realize that there is a need for other functions. Even today, how many business owners actually knows how to read balance sheet? We only look at it whether we made profit or loss. That's the first time I started doubting myself on my capabilities. Do I know what's happening in my business? What's working? What's not working? I've seen a lot of companies, they were really big and they were doing well. Because of not doing right thing or maybe they're not able to take the risk required at that point of time, today many companies are non-existent. I got into entrepreneurship at the age of 25. My ability of taking the risk towards the self-expression or maybe self-freedom was there from my childhood. So in 2008, when my brother decided to pursue entrepreneurship into the same line of fire safety, and my parents actually reached out to me saying that there is an opportunity. Instead of working for someone else, why can't you join your brother and build business together? See, fire safety or electronic security or building management systems in India, there's very limited emphasis on the human life value. If you see the number of fire accidents that keep happening across the diversified areas, whether it is in industry or the schools or the public places, this is one segment where we see there is a huge potential in terms of creating awareness and creating the systems where people are protected. So during this period, we have grown business from zero, where we have started in 28 and then reached up to 7 crores in 2012. What I have noticed during that 4-5 years of building together, the moment once our financial upliftment started happening during this process, our risk taking appetite were varying. So my brother approach was always, how do we protect what we have or how do we build safely? But wherein I started feeling that, okay, we have potential, we have come from here to here, but from there we need to take it still bigger. So our risk taking appetite has to increase.
Probably I may have a kind of a limitation holding him. So I see that it is his nature of aggressiveness can lead to a different ball game together.
And I started feeling that suffocation. Am I fully expressing myself? Am I experiencing fully myself? That's when I told my brother that I will move off and handed over that company to my brother and started Infiniti Building Solutions in 2013. The very vision that I have started Infiniti Building Solution is to bring that scale. There were first customers who were willing to support us, and we built close to 18.5 crore of order book at the starting of first year as a business. As a business, we were growing, and at the same time, a lot of new clients were coming in. But I started noticing some kind of challenges around cash flows. There were too many people that we were working. We didn't had any clarity on how much receivables were there and which project is at which stage, because there was no proper systems that we had built. So the challenge one is with the finances, but when I start getting more detailing, the challenge is also with the managing people. So in our working career, we were working with the smaller teams and I was working with the direct teams. So we had access to the every employee. It's on like hands-on. But when we started growing, when there is a layer started coming in, that means the second level of team started coming in, team leaders, team managers, and we were not able to actually sense how these guys are able to manage their teams. What exactly is the team dynamics? For entrepreneurship at that stage, when the teams are coming, when the people are growing, the biggest challenge we face is the human resource. How to how do we handle HR practices, or maybe how are we dealing people to people relationship. That's the first time that I started doubting myself on my capabilities. Do I know what's happening in my business? What's working? What's not working? So most of entrepreneurs during our early stage of business, we only know either selling or maybe delivering the products as an operations, and then accounting for the statutory requirement. We don't even realize that there is a need for other functions. That's actually start showing up in the way that business delivers. Even today, how many business owners actually knows how to read balance sheet? Rather, that's the health report of a organization. We only just do it with the help of chartered accountant. Just we only look at it whether we made profit or loss. There is lot of message in every head, every subsection that it is telling you. Okay, but we don't really realize that need to understand it. We always think that finance is subject of accounts or maybe chartered accountants. While my brother was managing that older organization, he was seeing what I was going through, and one day he has noticed a program where business owner challenges have been discussed, and suggested you please go through that and just experience what is there in it.
What we built is based on what we encountered day in and day out with the temporary solutions. Probably that may not fit for long-term implementation. So the day-to-day, the challenges, so these are not strategic, these are not sustainable and long-term. So when we have seen the structured way of in a business breakthrough, the simple formats or the exercises that we've gone through, it changed my perspective that there is a systems can be in place.
I went there to attend that, and I could see a person called Prasadraju, who's a business coach working on small and medium businesses. And then that few hours that he spent with us teaching how to build a scalable business, I think I could see myself that what I'm going through, what exactly the mistakes that we were doing as a business. It was no-brainer for me to think that I need a coach, because I wanted to play a big game, not a smaller game, not a survival game. So the companies who are stable or the companies who are unstable, the only line that they need to cross is having a data visibility, okay, and start looking at what the data is telling about your business. Where are the facts? We were thinking this client is actually adding value to us, this client is not really important to us, and then but the data shows differently. So we started relooking our complete business model after start looking at the data. So we were doing kind of very large scale projects, which is over very long time bound projects. So that means I used to deliver a project which goes for 3 to 5 years period, wherein our margins are at X percentage. We've never factored the time factor of how the value will reduce over time. See here, cost of finance in India, even in secured credit, is around 10 to 11%. So in our industry, no business makes more than 10% as a gross margin. If I have to make money, so I have to rotate in less than that period. See, if my project itself is running for 2 years, 3 years, wherein our working capital money is blocked there, even if I make 10-15%, I'll never actually realize anything into business. So it's only that all we keep putting efforts only for looking at top line, and then thinking that we are doing extremely well, but end of the day we don't get anything to the bottom line where we actually have to build our teams and our aspirations around it. So and then that realization actually shifted us, and then we started looking more on short-term projects where I'm able to complete and get whatever the last penny that we need to get within that period. So our cost of finance also reduces. So whatever the surplus that we could add will add up into the business so that that's available for us at our disposal to do more work. So once our sales started increasing with our revised business model that we were working on, we started seeing the need to ensure that the same impact is transferred across all the customers in a different location. We started getting projects in other locations as well beyond our Hyderabad location. So that's when we started creating systems. How do we transfer the same impact? So that area we have documented the process, and then we are able to transfer that and replicate that with the multiple teams, so that we can build more number of teams to achieve bigger numbers. So during this complete journey, we come across a lot of team members who sometimes will be believers, sometimes will not be believers of what we are doing. So we started accepting that teams will keep coming and will keep going. We have to actually prioritize systems over people, because that's the safety net that we are building for everyone. If you are looking at one person, people, whims and fancies, and you start compromising the organization, that's when you are actually designing to fail as an organization. Because when the organization is not healthy, no way that we can take care of people. See, again, as an entrepreneur, when we start early journey at an early age, you don't look for balancing everything. You know that you have to know something to build for. You will give all in all. So that actually puts us in a situation that you have to take an action, that you have to balance both the business and family. Otherwise, the point may come to a break point that you are only building business. There is no life for you. So I realized if I don't build my second line of leaders, everything keeps waiting for me to give a direction or to give an approval or to give a strategy or other thing. At the same time, we don't know how to manage them. Our expectation is immediately they start to perform. Because I'm paying so much, because we are hiring with so much of experience, our assumption is that they have to perform. Then we don't actually work with them. I haven't seen any senior level executive coming to an organization and delivering to the expected. See, one other key area that as an entrepreneur, see, let's say if I'm trying to build on marketing, if I'm trying to build on finance, if I'm trying to build on where I don't have insights or I don't have an expertise, it's important for us at least to know what is the parameters that actually matters for your business in that domain. You don't learn to do it, but at least you need to learn to know what it is, so that your second level team, whoever comes in, when they are working, you know whether actually they are aligned to that metrics at least or not. That's when you actually get the result. So in the scaling journey, what we have decided is, first we will deploy a smaller amount of teams across all major metros and start serving our existing customers. So that's how we have teams across locations like Chennai, Pune, Noida, Kolkata and Bangalore. And then we started nurturing that teams and enhancing it. So today we have office in Bangalore for last 2 years, and this year we are looking at setting up 2 more offices in west and northern part of India. So it's always test and build the teams, rather than you just go all in all and spend too much of money and then you're not really prepared to develop the teams there. I've seen a lot of companies, they were really big and they were doing well. Because of not doing right thing, or they're not aligning to the changing dynamics in market, maybe they're not able to take the risk that required at that point of time. Today many companies are non-existent. I think for every entrepreneur it's important to keep recalibrating every year and see that one step or one action what is required, and we have to be really open to see that changes that are happening in the industry. Your risk-taking appetite with a vision for growth, I think that's the beautiful combination to have. I think that's what it brought me until here, and the journey that I'm looking at ahead.